Welcome back to the next session. Alize has been desperate to see you, Ifu, so let's get you to her sooner rather than later. The inn isn't too far to find, really. You can actually see the top of the rock spires from here. We just need to swing around the ridge, then head south. Come on, I'll get my supplies together and meet you outside. Yep. Yep. I mean, like, you should always check your map for these things, but plus quest. Would it be in the same direction? No. Not at all. Let's cross the bridge. I mean, yeah, we'll grab it and then just teleport back. A lot easier that way. Where's the way out? Oh, there it is. I just realized that I haven't... Yeah, I haven't explored any of Calusia. Because we've only been like this area and then this area and then just the city. We haven't actually... Oh, there's a gate. Okay. So maybe later we'll visit Tamra. Once we gather everyone. Or search for Thancred, maybe? Ow! So it just increases the lilies if I'm in combat, even though I haven't casted anything actually. Even if I'm running away. That's kind of weird and neat. Weird and neat at the same time. I passed it. Shit. What? It says right. Oh. Ooh, it's a sun. Okay, yeah. No, not at all interested. I'm looking for shinies. I don't know what would be concluded as a shiny, but oh, yeah, I guess a ring would do. Now we go back to the sun, and then it turns out he's being attacked by a Gigancantar or whatever those armadillo thing looks like. Oh no, never mind. We just return it. Cool. Easiest quest ever. Hooray! This music's kind of bizarre, actually. It doesn't feel like it fits into a desert area. It's like a weird theme for a desert area, actually. Something I'm not really used to. She's just gonna carry that box? While most of them will leave you be if you keep your distance, the local coyotes have learned to prey on folk heading home from the markets. I can usually swing a sword well enough to fend them off, but I have loaded myself down to too many bargains today. Do you think you can handle any beasts that try to make a meal of us? I thought you might. Alize was always saying how much you... I mean... Let's get going, shall we? What? What did she say about me, lady? I mean, I don't... Yeah, I don't see any wolves. Bunch of sand moles and... Tolbas. It's a coyote. Kind of weird and nice at the same time to not have to protect all the time. Push on, it'd be best if you scout ahead and clear out any coyotes that have our scent. I'll wait here so you can find without any distractions. Is this a test? This feels like a test. Is it true that you've defeated Bahamut with 7 other players? Well, no, not yet, actually. That is the one thing I haven't done with this character. Does Shinryu count? Oh, he only cost 600? Ooh. It's on the ridge. How the fudge? Oh. Okay, yeah. Cool. Good job, developers, to put on a piece of land where you don't know where the edges are. Thank goodness you're back. I could hear the howling and snarling from here. Frightful creatures. Let's hope the rest have seen your handiwork and know to avoid us now. I need to get these supplies back to the inn. Does she literally just walk with the supplies like this? She doesn't have a horse or a mule or anything? It's a lot of work, lady. Especially by yourself. Those are hands. And a head. Got nothing to see here. Ngozi. Gozi? Gotzi? I don't know. Hand crabs. Scissor jaws. Same thing. Oh, here. This is it. Thanks to you, I didn't have to drop my shopping even once. Come to think of it, I'm glad I didn't make the trip alone. It seems you ended up escorting me. I'll have to repay the favor somehow, but first let's head inside, shall we? Yes, we shall! This is an inn? Welcome to the inn at Journey's Head. You might be our first visitor from the Crystarium since Alize arrived. It's not much, but it's home for the afflicted and handful of carers. I have some... Yeah, I have some skill with healing. I can heal someone if you need it. I'm not sure you can help in this case, but that's good to know. I don't think I've met anyone besides Alize who is so unfamiliar with our situation here. Most folk have grown up knowing someone who knew someone. You afflicted? I might leave out something obvious, so it may be best to have Alize give the full explanation. Maybe they were bitten by a sin eater? Or attacked? Or have been exposed to the light for too long? Oh boy. Where is she? I think she might be out on patrol. You could wait, I suppose, but why not go and surprise her? She usually takes a look at things from the watchtower first, so you might be able to catch her there. It's not far. Head out south side and you'll soon see it. I'll stay behind in case she comes back while you're gone. I'll grab this first. I almost forgot. I almost just headed out. I'm more surprised they even have access to an aetheryte crystal. What the crap? Gilman. Zombies? Oh. I wonder if we can head into there. Maybe. Not this way though. Some footsteps on the left. Alize is nowhere to be seen, but you spot fresh footprints on the ground and they look to be around the right sides. A boot. The right size. Northwest. Oh, we're gonna head over there anyways. Through the Gomans. No thanks. I don't think we'll be able to avoid this one. I don't know how to use my lilies. Is it tied to like certain? Ew. There we go. That uses one lily. That's it? Seriously? Nourishes the blood lily. Cost one lily. Blada's Rapture. Temperance. Yo, Temperance is so strong. Huh. Gladys Solace seems to be the only one that uses the lily. That's a lot of healing though, for one. That does as much as a cure too. Damn, okay. Okie dokie. Well, he just gives us one healing, just one lily. Was there a scuffle here? There was. Holy crap. There's a big mountain.
Get back here! Is that...
Wait! Don't look at me mid-jump! Oh shit! Hello! Impressive!
Just a lesser sin eater. Nothing to write home about. I knew you'd turn up sooner or later, but I had been hoping for sooner.
Hmm? Looking good.
How are you?
I'm pretty good. He seems to be a little better than before. Okay, maybe not. Damn it, just gotta cut to the graves.
We fought them to a standstill then. The Exarch did say that the Empire seemed to have drawn back when he last looked in on the source. But without knowing for sure how fast time was passing there, I couldn't help worrying that a lot might have happened since then. I'm heartily relieved to hear that it hasn't, just as Alphino must have been. As you can imagine, both he and Urianger were desperate to hear the news from home when I arrived. I haven't actually seen Thancred and Y'shtola yet, but they will have heard all the latest developments from the Exarch by now, or should have at least. When I think of how frantic Tataru and the others must be, I want nothing more than to rush back and reassure them. But we still haven't found a way to reverse the summoning. And even if we had, we couldn't just ignore Urianger's vision. He may use 10 words where one would suffice, and they may often obscure as much as they reveal. But on this matter, he was as clear as day. I do not doubt for one moment that he saw what he claims. Nor how difficult it must have been to speak about them. The 8th Umbral Calamity and your death aren't exactly topics for idle conversation. As much as I might want to go home, I don't want to go home to that. We can't allow the rejoining to happen, which means we have to save the first from the Sin Eaters.
Sure.
That great wall of white is a remnant of the Flood. 100 years ago, the balance in the First tipped decisively in favor of light. From that moment, it rose and swelled with each passing day, and then, without warning, it burst forth like water from a broken dam.
Actually, yeah, it does look like water frozen.
A colossal wave of pure light, drowning everything in its wake. Only Norvrant was spared. For the most part, living things are composed of ether of various different aspects. But when exposed to such a flood, their etheric harmony is shattered, and their natural form breaks down. Then they either perish, or are warped into mindless abominations. Yes, that's how the Sin Eaters came to be. They were once living creatures, or people, that were caught in the path of the Flood.
I mean, yeah, I figured.
Once the change is wrought, there is no going back. In that instant, they are gripped by an insatiable appetite for ether, and will happily gorge themselves on any living thing within reach. But even that is not the worst of it. The stronger Sin Eaters can plant light in us, like seeds in soil, corrupting our ether and triggering the birth of new monstrosities.
Oh, that's what the affliction is.
They are creatures of base instinct that exist only to feed and to multiply. They feel no pity, know no remorse, and are utterly deaf to reason. Which is why they must be destroyed. Every last one of them. The infirmary is full of the Sin Eaters' victims, left here to spend their final hours waiting for the change to overtake them.
There's no way to extract the malicious aether from the person? I don't know. Just a matter of time for some, less for others. Those patients will all become monsters in the end. The only thing I have to say about this hellish place, sorry for skipping, is that it served me well as a training ground. Tesleen and the others also been kind enough to share their knowledge of the Sin Eaters, which is knowledge I can now share with you while you help me finish my patrol, of course. Here's what we'll do. I'll take the east side of the inn, you clear the west. That way you can have an undulated experience with the resident terrors. These marks on your map are where the usual trouble spots are. You can assure that any beast with a white hide and carapace is a Sin Eater, but you'll know for sure soon enough when they have come slavering after your ether. Remember, it's kill or be killed with these monsters. Once you've slain whoever is prowling out there, you can rendezvous back to the north entrance. Good hunting. I wonder if I should switch my class. I don't think White Mage is the way to go for this. Do I have another class that's up there? No, Samurai up there. Yeah, let's go to Samurai. Samurai! Where are you? God, I forgot what the icon it was. Oh, that's one. Oh boy, look at all these. Actually, yeah, I don't think I've ever used that. I've used Diversion. Oh, they got Reinvigorate. I guess that makes sense. Oh, goad. Rip. They got rid of Agahel? Huh. What a shame. I don't think I've ever used Meditate. You only use like five of these ever. Send and Kent Gauge. Send gauge? Oh, okay, so the basics. And go to 2, and then go to 3. Well, that uses all of it? Maybe I should just stick with White Mage, because I was I was died. Could be that this gear is lacking, because I haven't worked on this at all when it reached max level for Storm's Blood. Yeah, I'm gonna switch back. Work on one, then work on the others. It's probably the better idea instead of sharing experience for everything else. Why is it called Forgiven Cowardice? Bizarre name. Are they like named after certain sins? Oh, nothing here. Oh, I thought that plant was a giant monster. I was like, oh shit, that's big. A bunch of sand moles, lesser dragons, lizards, and tortoises. So I should use my blue lilies every time the third one comes up so I could charge up for another. Whoop. How did you fare? I thought there might be one or two lurking on the fringes. Nothing out of the ordinary for this area. I expect you noticed it yourself, but individually these lesser sin eaters are no more deadly than any natural predator you might encounter in the desert. It's when they appear in numbers that they pose a threat. Much like the void scent, they have an unfortunate tendency to flock to the strongest of their kind. Thus, when a powerful sin eater goes on a hunt, it might be attended by a veritable swarm of weaker kin. Imagine an army of such creatures descending on the village or hamlet. That's the basic idea behind my patrols, to cull their ranks often enough that their numbers won't be overwhelming when the big ones come out to play. And you've certainly helped on that front. Let's report our victories to Tesleen, shall we? The voice is going. Oh no! Doesn't tell you the stories. Alexei tells me you've helped out on our patrol. You have our thanks, and my apologies for leading you from one battle to another ever since the moment we met. And in any case, I'm glad to see the two of you have found each other. You have no idea how badly Alexei has missed your company. Everything is always... If Ifu were here, he would... That's exaggeration, and I don't sound like that either. I was simply trying to view matters from another perspective, and I respect Ifu's methods. Honestly, after seeing him in action, I can understand why. The way he leaps into the fray without hesitation... What? It really seems like something to behold. I might be a little smitten myself. I'm only teasing, though I've no doubt he deserves all the admiration he gets, just as you do. I'd love to lay out a welcome meal, but the duties I put off when I want to the market are still waiting for me. There are 101 things I need to do. I'm sorry, but would you mind waiting here with Alize? What, and twiddle our thumbs while you work to yourself to death? Surely there's something we can help you with. I could do with a hand, it's true, thank you. You can start by helping me sort out the larder, Alize. While we do that, could you tend to a few patients, perhaps? There are 3 in particular I meant to visit. It's just a matter of saying a few words to them and seeing that their skin isn't caked in sand. Their names are Pano, Totten, and Halric. They may not give much in the way of response, but I promise they'll be pleased to meet someone new. Okie doke. Totten doesn't want to talk. Thank you. Aww. Totten glances up at you blankly, but you notice the tension in his face ease slightly. Damn! Some crazy looking eyes. Ulrich remains utterly still as you wipe the sand from his cheek. The texture of his skin has hardened into something akin to plaster. You've seen the patients? How were they? Oh, good. That's good. I knew they would enjoy meeting you. I'm concerned about Ulrich, though. I have to speak with the other carriers, but I think his time may be near. We shall leave you to have that discussion then. I was going to take Ifu to Mordsauk if any errands that need to be doing. I suppose there is one thing. Could you pick up a nectarine from the markets, please? Cassard's caravan just passed through, so Ron should have some fruit. Come, Ifu, there's something I want you to see, right after we stop at Ron's stall, of course. Should we be leaving if he's about to turn? I'm just saying. Especially, they're like treating the Sin Eaters as if they're zombies, sort of, or this concept of whatever zombies might be if they were real. You know, if you get bitten by a zombie, you turn into a zombie. Or if you get bitten by a vampire, you turn into a vampire. One of those myths. Oh, back again, are you? You need another taste of Ron's wares? Actually, we're looking to buy a nectarine. Do you have any in stock? Oh yes, nectarines, peaches, grapes, fresh and juicy. And given how richly you cracked your coin purse with me, I might still owe you food. Here, take this one, free of charge. What? You're so generous! Thank you! Gods, I've never seen a Mord merchant gives away something for nothing before. How much coin did you spend here? Oh, a gold piece, you know. Oh yes, I'll take a jar of honeyed worms as well. What? Oh no, they're not for me. It's an offering of sorts. What the shit, Alize? The worms, if you please. Only the best wrigglers for you. Come again, my friends. Worms? Ah! No! That's so creepy! Right, that's our shopping chores taken care of. Let's head up past the Aetheryte up to the main tower. The view I want to show you can only be seen from its very top. We're sure we should be just dawdling like this, where Ulrich might just turn into a giant Sin Eater and just eat everyone, and then we're gonna mourn over their loss after 30 minutes of gameplay. Oh boy. Oh, right here. Oh, here are your precious worms. That buys us a trip to the top of the tower. It does not. Glazed wrigglers, you actually brought them. I really shouldn't let you, but just this once, alright? Only once. Never fails, shall we? It is really bright. It got really bright all of a sudden. No railings! Oh fuck! I'm dead. Just don't look down. No, not the edge. Fuck.
Look, over there, where the wall is broken.
Oh.
Do you see what lies beyond?
It's like a spider's web.
That's what the land became after the light flooded in. An empty white nothingness. Life cannot exist in such conditions. The primordial light would wreak havoc on the body's etheric balance.
One way to find out, we just jump over the wall.
That nectarine you bought. It's Ulrich's favorite fruit.
Yeah. Makes sense.
Most of the patients, Ulrich included, survived the attacks of powerful eaters, but their fate was sealed all the same. The monster's corruption has entered their bodies, and their very essence is being subsumed by light. The twisted state of the world itself just makes matters worse. Under normal circumstances, a person's ether naturally tends to equilibrium. But for these poor souls, the opposite is true. Sooner or later, every single one of them will turn. Tesleen and the patients, they all know this. They know what has to be done before the change goes too far, before the eater within takes over. The preferred method is mixing poison into their favorite food.
Wow.
In my time here, I've borne witness to a lot of last meals.
That is so sad.
I feel just as helpless as before. No matter how hard I fight, it's never enough. But it's a war I mean to wage, nonetheless. Speaking of wars, do you remember how I made you promise not to leave me and then promptly?
I didn't think I guess you would remember that detail. Shit.
Well, let's just say I had a few choice words for the Exarch concerning the timing of his summons. But even if the fault lay with someone else, I couldn't shake the feeling that I'd abandon you on the battlefield.
What? I thought it was the opposite.
So I swore that I'd make up for my absence there by making a difference here.
You did.
And that's what keeps me moving forward.
Good.
Even when things seem hopeless.
Oh, well, not so good. Just gotta keep trudging through.
On which note, it's time we headed back. The longer we keep Tesleen waiting, the harder this will be for her.
Hmm. Why walk? We could just teleport to the Aetheryte. Alright, well, just ignore me, I guess. I'm glad I was able to show you that when it comes to understanding the catastrophe which befell the first, one glimpse of the empty wasteland beyond the wall is worth more than an hour of Urianger's lecturing. And I needed you to know, beyond a doubt, that Tesleen has no other choice. The Nectarine will be a kindness. Cares are truly fond of their wards and would spare them that suffering. It is their way of fighting it back against a fate worse than death. I keep double clicking, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. The double clicking, it keeps happening because I keep pressing both buttons. Apparently even right mouse button click like skips dialogue, which I'm not used to. That's not what I wanted. You're back. I hope you had a nice time. Did you manage to find the nectarine? Thank you. Elise's explained why I wanted this, has she? I can see it in your eyes. But we may not need it just yet. I spoke with the others and we decided to keep an eye on Halric for now. Thanks to you, if his time does come suddenly, we'll be ready to stand him on his way with a taste of happier days. Oh man, that is too sad. Alright, we're gonna end the session here, and next we will figure out what to do with Halric, I guess. Or maybe a quest before Halric's turning. We'll see. Alright, see you then. Bye.